Looking for a fun and effective way to stay active? Head to the beach. Discover ways that the sand can help you improve your balance, your strength, and your flexibility. Hey guys, Dr. Christy Ennis. Welcome to Lake Opeechee. We have a way to use the sand for our benefit today. Because it's an unstable surface, it really is going to challenge our balance, challenge our strength, and the sun and the warmth will help our flexibility. So I'm going to go over all the exercises that we're going to do today, one at a time with different levels for modification depending on where you're at. So exercise 1 is a march. So level 1 would just be adding that nice, slow, woohoo, up, and see, I'm on a hill too, so it's even more uneven. All right, so nice and controlled. If this one feels okay, you're actually going to add an arm movement in too. So you'll add opposite arm and leg. All right, that's level 2. Level 3 is actually add a pause. Come on down and add another pause as I'm wobbling all over the place. Good, and you want to shoot for about 5 to 10 repetitions on each side. Clearly being outside and in the sun, you can get pretty darn warm, and we are going to get our heart rates up a little bit too, you might already be. So I've got my water bottle with Element in it, which I love. I've actually got the watermelon flavor today, but they have a ton of different flavors. And no artificial fillers, flavorings, ingredients of any type, love it. 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium, so you get all the stuff you need and none of the stuff you don't need. So because you guys are awesome and my viewers, you can get a little bit of a deal here, yay! If you go to drinklmnt.com/Christy Ennis, if you place an order, you get a free 8-pack sampler with all the yummy flavors you can try. So again, drinklmnt.com/Christy Ennis. Exercise number 2 is going to work on those side hips, and it's going to stretch out the side body. So level 1 is a side step. So a nice big side step, or as big of a side step as you can take, keeping those feet pointed forwards and making sure that you're not doing the penguin here side to side, right? Level 2, to add a little bit more mobility and a little bit more balance in, you're going to step, bring that arm up, and then add a nice big reach. So same idea, step, there, I'm showing you balance stuff, right? So the narrower our base of support is, the harder it is to balance. That's why feet together and adding movement is harder, right? So last level, the hardest one, get a little bit more strength too. You're going to step it out into a squat, side squat, step it together, and then bring the arm over, right? So we're just kind of adding on. So a little bit more quad and glute work here, as well as keeping that balance going and that heart rate up a little bit. So again, 5 to each side, roughly. All right, exercise 3. You're going to stand with your feet as close together as you can. Remember, the narrower your base gets, the harder it is to balance. So if you need to have them a little bit apart, you can do that too. Hands are going to stay down by your side for level 1, and you're going to rotate your body to the right, trying to keep your weight shifted as evenly as possible. Now, only turn as far as you comfortably can without losing your balance or without obviously causing any pain, right? We're getting a little spinal mobility too at the same time. Level 2, we're going to bring those arms up and open. So same idea, rotation, but one arm is going to open up, and if you let that head turn and follow in back of you, it's a little bit more challenging on that balance and a little bit more mobility in the neck. And then one last level, we'll start with that rotation. And then as you come back to the middle, keep those hands there, and you're going to come right up on those toes as high as you can, all the way back down. And then again, turning towards that other side. So every time you come back to the middle, you're adding that heel raise and really working those calves and that balance. Exercise number 4 is going to stretch the inner thighs, work the outer thighs, and more of the glute, stretch the spine, stretch the shoulder, you get that? Stretch the shoulder. So this one is good to do after the other ones because you should be a little bit looser to go. So you're going to step out with that right leg into a side lunge. So my butt is going to go back. So I'm stretching out that inner thigh, right? And I'm going to come back to the middle and then go off to, there's a big hole on this side. Oops, I'm going to move this way a little. And then you're going to do that same thing on the opposite side, right? And really using that leg that's standing to do most of the work. So that's level 1. Level 2 is going to add a rotation. So I'm going to again go off to that right side as I lunge. Hands are going to come into the center, and I'm going to rotate my body without rotating my legs. So I'm adding extra glute strength here, spinal mobility, and balance. And then it's step back to the center. You can keep your hands right in the middle, And I'm going downhill, so a little extra work for me today, just like that. Level 3 adds one more little piece in it. So I'm going to start with my hands in the center. Again, go into that side lunge, rotate, and now I'm going to reach down with that left hand, and the right hand is going to rotate up. If it feels okay on the neck, you're going to look up towards the ceiling. If not, you just keep that head right down. And then again, step it all the way back to the middle. Make sure that as you rotate and as you bring that arm down, extend the other one up, you are still keeping that leg bent, the other one straight. And a little added bonus, if you want even just a little bit more stretch, if you go into that lunge, regardless of which version you choose, if you take that straight leg and kind of rotate and lift those toes, you're going to get even more of an inner thigh stretch. And again, just that little pause for a second, and then you step it back to the middle. All right, our last exercise, a little bit more advanced still, and we are going to add a little bit more arm work in. So level 1 is actually just taking that leg and kind of stepping it back and bringing those arms back as you squeeze into the shoulder blade. When you step together, you can add a little bit of a bicep curl. If that's too much, just take the arms out, so it would be just step back, step together. I guess technically that would be level 1. It was level 1 plus that I just showed you. Level 2 is going to be adding a lunge. So you can make this as low as you feel comfortable doing on your knees and on your balance, right? So if you're just here, that's okay. And then for the arms are going to come back, and then again, that same arm movement. So little lunge, squeeze, lift, and then bring it back up to the center. And then we have one more level, the hardest exercise, the hardest level. So here we go. You're going to step back into a lunge. Arms are going to come back. Keeping that back flat, you're actually going to shift into those hips, right? See, definitely more challenging for all of those things, balance, flexibility, strength. And then go ahead and step it together. So you can do all of these on one side and then go ahead and switch to the other side. And I will link some other mobility exercises for you guys to do on flat land that don't involve balance too. So well done today.